It's actually been a while since we like sat down and just had like a chat about something, but this is going to be a little bit different today. It's not going to be a normal vlog because I have chosen to use this platform to spread awareness and hopefully put a bit of positivity into a negative situation, because I just happen to be in a position where I have a large audience and I have a platform that allows me to reach out to you, whoever you are, wherever in the world you are. I am able to talk to you. So let's talk about something. Amelia was born on the 11th of September in 2012. And when she joined school, pretty much everyone in her class was kind of born around the same time. We got to meet and learn all the other parents, and we got to meet and learn all about the other children, and starting to kind of like, you know, join our lives together, because we're all going to be in the same school for like 12 years or so. So we're all going to start to get to know each other. We're all in the same situation. We all have children of the same age. After a couple of months of getting to know these people, one of the little boys whose birthday is pretty much the exact same as Amelia was diagnosed with a child cancer. Now guys, I'm just gonna warn you, this next little segment we're recording here is going to upset some of you. In Amelia's class, there's a little boy called George, and he is 1 day older than Amelia. So just before Christmas, poor little George was diagnosed with cancer. I think everyone in the school was really affected by it because
smoke coming out.
Everybody's in Amelia's class is the same age as George, and it really struck home that this could happen to like any one of us. Everybody at the moment is thinking of different things they can do to try and fundraise and to try and, you know, try and do something for the family. So I thought, you know what? You guys might be able to help us out. So we're gonna go and we're gonna meet George here now and his family, and I'm going to put a link down below.
Very nice to George.
Thank you.
He's feeling a bit poorly, I think.
He is feeling a bit poorly, Amelia. This is something that affected, like, not just obviously the family, but everybody who was in the school year was affected by this, because we all had children who were the exact same age as this little boy, and we were all parents of the same children, and we couldn't help but feel so like it was real, it was here. It was one of those things that it's gonna happen to somebody else, but it's not. It had happened to somebody in our class, in our year, somebody in our town, somebody right here, right now. I made a video where I think Amelia was with me, and we went out to his house, and we kind of, you know, the parents who are friends by then, Vicky and Woody, and we decided we were going to film an episode and have George in the video, and we could see, and you know, George looked like any other kid. Any other kid.
I don't know where Amelia is.
Guys, where's Amelia?
Look at his birthday.
What?
I just jumped on one layer.
Guys, there's a stormtrooper breaking through the wall.
Excuse me, I just jumped one layer down here.
Is that what was going on downstairs? I could hear the walls crushing. And then over the next couple of months, George began his chemotherapy. His hair came out. You know, he wasn't able to come to school anymore. It was really hard on him. He was a little kid. He didn't understand what was going on. You know, all the other kids from his class, they'd come, they'd visit him, they'd like go up to his window and like wave at him at the window and stuff like that to try and encourage him to keep his hopes up. And it was a tough battle. Thankfully, you know, we're about 2 years later, I think we are. We're in year 1 now. This happened in kindergarten. And George is all right. George is back in school.
Are you ready? Ring this bell 3 times well. It's told to clearly say, my treatment's done, this course is run, and I am on my way.
And when it happened, I don't know if you remember, but we actually, there was a fund set up. Vicky and Woody, George's parents, set up this charity called George and the Giant Pledge. And they didn't know which way it was going to go. They didn't know if their son was going to make it, if their son was not going to make it. So they set this charity up and they tried to raise, like, I think like £10,000. And then you guys got involved and like blew it through the roof. And we made like £100,000 in like a week. And since then, over that time, Vicky and Woody have just kept on it, and they've raised over £1 million for charity. That's incredible for their fund. At the same time, when George was in the hospital, he met another little boy, and the little boy's name was Harry. And unfortunately for Harry, it didn't go the same way as it went for George. George rang the bell, left the hospital and went home. And unfortunately for Harry, I didn't really go that way. Harry and George had the exact same type of cancer tumor. I don't know the name, Sarcoma or something like that. I don't 100% know the name, so I don't want to get it wrong. But this was like one of these super rare ones that not many kids get, and yet like these two little boys from the same town got it, and one of them is perfectly fine. He's back in school, and I see George every morning at drop off. I see George every evening at collection if I do collection. Like, I see him, I know his parents, but then Harry's not gonna make it, and it's like, it's so heartbreaking. And there's another little boy who's the exact same age as Eduardo, and he's not gonna make it. And in the next week, or maybe more, I don't know, he's gonna succumb to this. And it's just it's so real, because George and Amelia are the same age, and Eduardo and Harry are the same age. And Harry has a little sister who's the exact same age as Alessia. You know, and her and Alessia will be mates because we live very close together. And Harry and Eduardo should be friends, but they won't be. It's just the worst. It's the worst thing. Like, it's the worst thing in adults. It's the worst thing ever. It's just, every time I think about it, I think about this little fella who is Eduardo, and yet, like, he sits in bed. If you live in England, you may have heard about this on the news recently, because Lewis Hamilton, in a recent race, a Formula 1 race, had dedicated the race to Harry, and he actually FaceTimed with Harry, and Harry made a video for Lewis.
Hello, Lewis Hamilton. Good luck winning the races in Spain. And thank you for all the gifts. Lots of love from Harry, and goodbye.
The thing that kills me in that video is when he says goodbye, I can't help but just think that he's saying goodbye. He's not just saying goodbye in the video, let's see you later. It's and then what Mercedes did, Lewis's team, is that she came down to the house. They brought a Formula 1 car to the house. Under normal circumstances, this is amazing.
Places, and this is where I go. To the dark, big places, and this is where I go. My heart's not quiet in this race. I want it all to be slow. Don't you feel the time has come for you to see the light? Don't you feel the time has come for you to see the light?
It's not amazing because there's no happy ending. There's no win here. There's no happy ending. You know, there is no outcome for Harry. When I was talking to Harry's dad, James, and he said that, like, you know, at least if somehow we can do something, you know, to try and help other children, you know, that maybe there would be a chance, you know, maybe they could be a George, you know, a George who got to carry on and pursue a life, you know, and not get left behind. While I was at the house the other day with the Formula 1 car, all the press were there, like the BBC and ITV and all the press were there, right? And they were all filming the family at the car and with the trophy and everything, and it was cool, you know. And I was standing close to Harry's grandfather and Harry's sister, and this is the, you know, sometimes the things that break you is not the thing you're supposed to be broken by. You know, while everyone was focusing, all the press and everyone was focusing on Harry and the family at the car, you know, the little girl, Harry's little sister, was sitting with her grandfather, and she had her school bag, and she was opening her school bag, and she was taking all the things out of her school bag, and she was like, oh, this is mine. She's like, oh, this is Harry's lunch. She's like, this is Harry's lunch. She's like, why is Harry's lunch here? And I was just like, that little girl, she's only 2 years old, and she knows about her big brother, Harry. And someday, soon, how is she going to understand that? Like, she's just not going to have a big brother anymore. I can just see, like, she's the same age as Alessia, and Alessia and Eduardo were, like, so close together. And they're so close, and I was just thinking to myself in that moment, I was just listening to this conversation, being like, she's a little sister, but she's about to become an only child, like, and if they have other children, she'll be the oldest, and she's not meant to be. Oh, it just broke my heart. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. This is what I want to talk to you guys about, and this is where I think maybe we can help. We can't help, okay? We can't help. There is no happy ending. There is nothing to gain here. But maybe if we can help the charity, and maybe we can help somebody somewhere. We can do something, so we don't just sit around and do nothing. Let's do something, you know? I'm gonna leave a link down below. Go to the page. If you can donate any money to help Harry's cause, so maybe it's not that his debt won't be in vain, because it is in vain, because it all is in vain. But maybe it can do something. Maybe we can do something. You know, share it out. Just donate. You know. I don't know, maybe we can make something happy, something good out of this. So that's what I would like you to do. That's what I'm gonna do with my platform today. And hopefully something good can come out of something that no good can come out of. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Many people have asked us who Harry is, having seen him on lots of social media and the news and all around the world. Harry is a tough, and he's a really inspirational boy, and I think you saw that in the video that he sent to Lewis Hamilton. It inspired Lewis Hamilton to win a Grand Prix. But over my shoulder you can see Harry with hair, and we did have, a long time ago now, but life before cancer with Harry. Harry's a fit, active boy. He played rugby. He never cried. Harry's the sort of boy, if he fell over, he'd get up. He wouldn't cry and he'd crack on. He's a fighter and he never gave up, and the fact that he never gives up is why he's still alive now. We're so proud of our little boy and we're so grateful for all the support.